Following presentation of Stewed Production.
It's a bad time to remind you that I. Pumpkin time. Welcome to pumpkin time. We're gonna drink the pumpkin beers on liquid lunch. That's Kennedy. I'm Josh. Woohoo! Let's go. Let's do it. And that's it.
That's the special open.
It's a work.
I feel like you just made it up on the spot.
Maybe. Sometimes inspiration hits you, and you have to do it. Welcome to Liquid Lunch, everybody. Where's our camera? This one up here. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Liquid Lunch.
We're up there.
It is a Friday. We don't normally do the stream on Friday, but sometimes life comes at you and you've got to adjust. And so we say, hey, life, bring it. And so we brought it ourselves. We brought all the pumpkins, as you can see.
Yeah, sometimes life throws you pumpkins and you just got to make pumpkin pie.
Or pumpkin beer.
That's debatable, but we're going to get into that a little later.
Oh, no. Well, you can make pumpkin beer. You should make pumpkin beer. If you've never made a pumpkin beer, can you ever made a pumpkin beer?
I have.
Did you?
You have one of my pumpkin beers.
I do?
Yes.
Where?
My Christmas beer I made.
Oh, did that have pumpkin in it?
Christmas 2018.
Oh, yes. Okay. I remember that now. Okay, fine. Yes. You've only made one pumpkin beer?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you make another one?
Probably.
No. Okay. Well, to me, the pumpkin is where it's a labor of love, right? All the things, the scooping out of the innards, the bringing home of the gourd. We do a whole parade home from the grocery store, our HEB. We go and we pick up a gourd, the first gourd of the season. We dance home and sing merriment. That's not true, but we may start that next year. We need a fife, somebody playing a fife, and perhaps a mandolin or one of those other old timey stringed instruments. We'll probably wear baggy shorts and
harpsichord.
Now harpsichord's like a piano, and it's a string instrument, but you can't come home unless it's mounted on a trailer. You can't dance and parade merriment as you come home from the grocery store. That's a mile and a quarter walk with a harpsichord. I wonder what the average weight of a harpsichord is. Somebody find out what the average weight of a harpsichord is, and then I don't even think that's feasibly possible unless you're one of the strongman competitors. Unless you're from Norway and your name is Magnus or Meatson or something like that.
Magnuson?
That was a real dude. He was the Magnus for Magnuson.
Magnuson Meathead?
No, Magnus for Magnus. But they all have names like Thor and Magnus and Magma and Rock. Boulder.
Liquid magma.
Boulder Von Boulderson. Yeah. We have no neck. That's Norwegian for we have no neck. Anyway, I don't know where we got onto that. I guess it's carrying a harpsichord, which wouldn't make sense. But, a lute, maybe a lute. A lyre, not someone who fibs, but one who string the harp. Anyway, you dance home with your first gourd of the season. At least that's what we do, or are going to do. Theoretically, I think that would be fun to dance home. Or maybe just dance out to the car. Anyway, pumpkins. We got all the pumpkins.
120 pounds.
That's how much the average harpsichord weighs?
Yeah. Thanks, Brendan.
Yeah,
Thanks, Philip. Philip gave us the kilogram. 110.
110 kilograms.
Yeah.
Is equal to, well, no, that's not 120 pounds.
Well, I don't know.
110 kilograms would be more like 85 pounds.
Well, I'm not a math.
Yeah, so
I can just read.
If you could,
that's all I'm good
if
for.
you had the right brace, you could do like a shoulder harness, almost like a guitar version of a harpsichord. I mean, you could do that if it's battery powered. Or if it's acoustic. That's where you're going to get into it. The good acoustical wood's probably going to be a little heftier, but that's probably a whole nother show. But that's why there's no harpsichords in marketing, or very few. My chat box. I can't see all the witty chat.
Huh. Yeah. Oh.
They're just silent?
No, I labeled our show number wrong.
Of course.
It's actually showed 216, not 215.
Yeah, 215 was the last show.
Yeah.
You remember that one, right?
I do.
That was a great one. Eventually.
Which one isn't a great one?
That's what I'm saying. We did that extra Pilsner show. Is that what was throwing you off?
Maybe.
That's all right. Look, you can take off. You know what this one should be? This would just should be Liquid Lunch Pumpkin Show, Pumpkin Beer Show. We have lots of pumpkin beers on the table. We're going to celebrate all things pumpkin beers because pumpkin beers are awesome. Even if you don't like them, they're still awesome. That means, like we have right now, as Kennedy drove over, it was raining because of cold front moving through the Houston area, meaning it'll drop to, I don't know, 70. It's actually kind of cool out there, right? You paying attention? Are you hearing a word that I'm saying?
Yeah, you're saying something about it being cold.
How did it feel outside?
It was nice.
Yeah.
I walked outside today in my shorts and t-shirt, and I had to turn right back around and put on some pants. And as you know, I don't normally like to put on pants.
Yeah, not for a show.
No.
That's why we got the table.
No.
We were going to do stools, but then it got weird. You know?
It's not that kind of a show.
Well, right. It was like bratwurst all the time. It was like, we can't do Oktoberfest every single show or whatever. So, yeah, no, pumpkin. I'm saying it feels like pumpkin weather. A little rainy. Fall's in the air, or at least today and maybe tomorrow.
I think, let's see. My new fancy Apple product right here.
Your new fancy? That one's, I think that's like.
Well, it's an Apple product. How do I get to the browser on this thing?
You didn't.
It was there a second ago.
Hit the big button at the bottom.
I did.
What does that do?
It does nothing. Oh, wait. I got to double tap it? Oh, there we go. I'm good.
If you double tap it, then you
I'm
just
good.
pick it.
Go way up here. Boom. Okay. Not working. All right. There we go.
That's all. It's.
No, I think we're good.
Okay. I'm glad I asked you to check that before the show. We had a million things.
So
can we show all the new stuff we're doing?
Apparently, audio's bad. Like, is it?
Who's saying that? I'm recording this time.
Are you saying it's as bad as it was last show?
Who's saying
Like when we start off, Jose said audio's bad.
What's he listening to? We're gonna need confirmation.
Brock says Kennedy's audio isn't great. Well, then, there's no surprise there.
It says in and out. It's like mic catch the loud enunciation. So it's a mic source on your. So remember when we said, oh, you got two mic sources? The USB. Try the other one.
No, when we tested this before, so everything was
fine. Right. He's on Facebook. Jose's on YouTube. So it's something from our house. So it's the same issue we had last.
Let's see. Is it unlistenable?
Yeah. Try your audio again. Reload your audio. It is doing the same thing. So we tested this before, everybody. This is the fun thing about live production.
It must be when we started streaming.
Yeah. So is there an audio source to your stream that's different than your audio out?
No. The only thing.
Okay, switch that source from audio in to USB. Hold on. You said there's two, right? Try that one. Brent says almost. Almost as bad. We'll fix this. We've had way worse things happen. I think. Because we got all the cool videos.
I hit reset. I don't know if that's going to help at all. Weird, because it's the first thing we did to check audio.
Should have been the last thing we did. I see it coming to you. It looks good going to you.
Yeah, I mean, the meters look good. It's just apparently says almost choppy. You sound like a John Anderson song.
It's got to be the out on your computer.
Only getting half of what, but that's how we tested last time.
You tested over the speakers. So I don't know what that means. Like your speaker source. Jose says unbearable. I mean, if we need to switch around.
All right. This is weird.
Mhm.
Is it unlistenable?
Yeah, it hasn't. Everybody's saying it's unlistenable. This can't go on. We can't go on like this. It's like the upcoming election. We
Uh-huh.
can we can we can do one or the other. You know. Yeah. Brendan says learn sign language. It's like a wah pedal on a rock. So, I don't know if you can reload your audio.
I did.
Did you switch to the other audio source?
It's
You said there's two USB audio. And does the other one show up? Mm-hmm. If you're getting the audio from I've got two places where you
yeah. Nothing.
can get audio. Oh, hey, there was something. It was right there. I see the meters. Whatever source you have. Anybody? Anybody?
No.
Yeah, closed caption. I don't even know if closed caption works. The audio you guys are. Where's that technical difficulty?
All right. Hold on.
Mm.
I think I made this. This might help.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There. I changed something drastically, and it should have maybe.
There.
Maybe.
Whatever you just did.
Maybe.
The there's there. No, Jose says there.
Did that help?
It says me. I'm better. Josh is better. It's good. That's better. What did you do? All right, now everybody, let's figure it out. Can we take your screen full? Give me your screen out, and I'm gonna. Did you hook that HDMI up this time?
No, the cable doesn't work.
It does work. The cable works.
Okay.
Your computer.
It doesn't work with my computer.
Perhaps. We didn't try it this time, did you?
Okay. So
I wanted to give everybody a tutorial on vMix. What did you do? And let's write this down. Everybody write this down.
Okay.
Staticky now is what Brennan says.
It's staticky because it's the audio's hot. It's overmodulated.
Oh.
I'm bringing it down though.
Oh. There. You guys. Ooh, Rudy. How are we sounding? Rudy
All right,
can
there we go. There we go.
Homebrew brass.
Oh yeah. Check out the smooth sounds
Yeah.
of Liquid Lunch. It only took us 10 minutes of fiddling
Hot.
around with this to get it
Yeah.
going.
We're only a quarter out. We've only got 45 minutes to
Yeah.
go. It's not bad.
Okay.
Jose says it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not great though. I want great
It's-
audio. I feel like
It's hot. It's not hot anymore. I fixed that.
Yeah, but if it's staticky.
All right. So I'm using your Black Magic deck as a audio source and not your audio board now.
Okay. Cool.
Was I supposed to do that?
No, but if that's what works.
That's
Philip says that's the sweet spot. So if I need to adjust over here, I can.
okay. So we have this. Yeah, God. All I gotta say is one thing.
What?
Fiddling around with this audio, trying to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, oh my God, it's giving me such a thirst.
Oh.
I'm so thirsty right
Well, then
now.
let's check and see what time it is because I think it's
Yeah.
time. Still a little grainy in the background.
Yeah.
High pitched whine. I don't know. Reboot something.
It's time for your favorite segment and mine here on Liquid Lunch. This is
What you drinking?
And on the table today, we have all of the pumpkin beers. All of the pumpkin beers. All of the pumpkin beers are right there on our table.
Yeah.
Um.
Oh, hold on. We got a camera for this.
Yeah, we do. You gotta move those glasses. You put the glasses right in front.
Well, you know.
Grab those two Lone Pint, English pint style glasses and hand
I
them
stuck
to
my
me.
finger inside this one. So
Yeah, hand me the other one
probably
then.
You probably don't want this
I
one.
probably don't. Hand me the beers. The beers, 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 beers. What beer do we want to try first? What beer do we want to try first? Gourd. I'm thinking we do. You know what? Let's do one of the OGs. Let's do Dogfish Head.
All right.
Pumpkin Ale.
Dogfish Head it is.
And here's my Dogfish Head. If you can take my shot, or do you want?
Oh, yeah. We're doing.
Yeah, get your
Oh,
keep.
yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
Look. I don't stack all these pumpkins just for
Okay,
you to
hold on.
manhandle. Here's the Dogfish Head
There we go.
from Dogfish Hair, Rehoboth, Dogfish Head, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware's Pumpkinator. Jose, I found that Pumpkinator at my local HEB. I didn't see any when I went yesterday when I went back. Yeah, Jose, we'll do a tutorial. I'll stream on the Stewed Productions Facebook page or something. Do a tutorial to get all this technical stuff. Anybody has any questions? But Anyway, no, it was I got it at my local HEB. You should be able to find Pumpkinator pretty readily available. Some people may be holding it back currently, at least with the bourbon barrel stuff. So I don't know. Try Kroger because Kroger. Not to disparage the people that go to Kroger, but it seems as though the people that go to Kroger are not as craft beer fanatical as we, the people. Also, I went to a Total Wine last night. Didn't see any Pumpkinator just sitting there. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure if you ask somebody. Anyway.
Oh,
Dogfish Head. Have you ever had Dogfish Head pumpkin?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Is it good?
I think it's pumpkin nice.
Am I going to be wowed?
I hope so. Where's your glass?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean is it good. I meant is it gourd?
That doesn't really.
It absolutely.
You could say it's you go like a good gourd almighty, something like that.
Oh my gourd.
So we got to go half pours today because we got so many beers to get through. So this is like one of the original like really awesome pumpkin beers.
Yeah.
Here, all right. So there. This one's a little higher on the ABV as per the normal. Dogfish Head approach. Extreme brewing is what they used to call it. 7% ABV on this guy. Originally
do me a
produced.
favor.
Huh?
Stick the glass right in front of your face. No, up closer to the camera. To the camera. All right, up a little bit. Up a little bit. No, up. There you go. Okay.
Anyway, this should not be
do a
crystal.
screen grab there.
Should not be crystal clear. Like your typical Pilsner, like when we did the Pilsner show. But this has got brown sugar. Mm-hmm. He made this originally and debuted it at the Chunkin' Punkin' event that they do up in Delaware, where they put, I think it's in Delaware, where those states are so tiny. You know how tiny those states are? Did you know within the circumference of the Grand Parkway in the Houston area, 99, we are bigger than the state of Connecticut?
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
One bit.
So anyway, this one has brown sugar, spices, obviously, and they've debuted it at the Chunkin' Pumpkin or Pumpkin Chunkin'. And that's why they named it Pumpkin Ale. And if you go back to Dogfish Head or the this Beer Wars, Anheuser-Busch actually sues Dogfish Head, sends a cease and desist order for using the word pumpkin as opposed to pumpkin. It's like people won't know what's in there. They used to do those kind of nefarious. I say used to, maybe they still do. They used to do these, those nefarious lawsuits all the time just to see what would stick, and that was one of them. That's why nobody likes you, ABI. That's why you got a bad reputation, and that's your tendency to do that. You're so big now, maybe you don't have time, but back then, that's why nobody liked you.
So very quickly before we move on, we had a little piece of business that we haven't talked about yet.
Well, hold on, what did you think of the beer?
It's good. It's
Hey, Jeremy.
I don't really.
You missed the excitement at the beginning.
I don't really taste a lot of pumpkin. Like if I were to drink this, you gave me this, I wouldn't say, man, this is a pumpkin beer.
Oh, I would.
To me, it's more.
It's spiced. Most pumpkin beers is a spice beer.
To me, and it may be my taste buds, it's very Oktoberfest-ish.
I mean, it is an amber, I think, or a brown. Yeah, brown ale. With pumpkin, brown sugar, allspice, cinnamon, and nutmeg. It's a classic take on the.
Yeah, it's. I would say it's lightly pumpkin spice.
This is a classic, as in classic craft beer approach to a pumpkin ale.
All right. Anyway, everyone watching,
classic.
We'll be bringing this up a little bit later, but right now I have it on the chats. But everyone, there's a link in the chats to vote on a poll for pumpkin beers. And
why do they have to get on a poll to vote?
POLL.
Oh, Astro Joe, watch it on Periscope. This is a Dogfish Head Pumpkin Ale. The OG, one of the OGs. Pumpkin Ale.
Let me do this. So buttons.
They redo
buttons
their
work.
labels
There you go.
almost every year.
There you go.
Yeah.
So anyway, everyone follow that link.
There you
It's
go.
on the Texas Beer Collective Facebook page. Scroll down. You may have to scroll down a little bit and vote on the poll. We're gonna currently this is how it's looking on the Texas Beer Collective.
welcome,
We're
Master
voting on pumpkin beers.
Thumbs
so
up,
far,
thumbs down.
40 say yes, 27 say no. Please vote, and we'll hash these numbers later on in the show.
Yeah, real quick. Yes, it is a solid beer. Samuel Graham on Facebook. Astro Joe, because your name is Astro, Joe, how about those Astros last night? How about Carlos Correa? How about that? Strong. We're back in the series, or at least close to being. If we win tonight, we're winning the series. Anyway, just saying. And the Spanish call. Go right there on Twitter and listen to that Spanish call. Brendan says best way. They're not very original, Brendan. You got to come with something better. That's like a 4-year-old meme joke. Best way to enjoy pumpkin beer is to throw it in the garbage. It's not. Yeah, he called a shot too. He told Dusty, huh?
So
awesome.
I think I know what how Brendan's voting.
Well, okay. So here's how you have to approach that poll, that survey. More like a survey, right?
Yeah.
Open survey. I think polls have to meet certain criteria, and I don't know if our pumpkin poll is actually. That would be cool. We need to. Ooh, see, this is a stack. If we had like 5 more pumpkins, it would be a pumpkin poll.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so do you want to see? We did it.
that's true. You never did claim that.
I
Brennan.
did a poll that's closed in Texas. Let's talk craft beer. So the big one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to see the results
Is
of that poll?
Is it still the big one?
I mean, it's got the most view. It's got the most members. I don't think people actually. I don't know how active most of these 10,000 plus members are.
Okay.
But I conducted a poll.
Yeah.
And that polling is closed.
Yeah.
In that one. Do you want to see the results?
Yeah. Is this like Rasmussen or?
All right. So according to Texas, Let's Talk Craft Beer.
Yeah.
The poll on that one, it's pretty close. 47 yes pumpkin, 55 no.
Question is though, there were other options in that poll, right?
So
Did
there
people
was
add other options?
Yes, there was, and I was going to get to it.
Yeah.
There was a third choice, a write-in choice.
Yeah.
And I want to thank Kevin for putting in this write-in choice.
Yeah.
Because 21 people says polls are for strippers.
Yeah. So that's I think people could vote and put on 2 options.
Uh-huh.
So somebody who's like schizophrenic or has multiple personalities,
Yeah.
they may have voted twice.
Yeah. You can vote numerous times in these polls. So I don't know if people loaded up polls are for strippers.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the write-in votes. There was another option that I didn't put on here because it wasn't funny, like the polls are for strippers.
Yeah.
But something like 13 people said good ones are good, bad ones are bad.
Yeah, and that's true with any style, right?
Yeah, and then there's a lot of comments saying basically the same thing.
Yeah, Astro Jogan. Yeah, you say it's ultimate seasonal beer for sure, and the season is small. The window for it is small here in Houston, because you get those Oktoberfests first, which technically a fall seasonal that opens up the fall seasonal, and so people kind of like correlate the two, although they're very different. Is that Kennedy's leg on the poll? Yeah, for sure.
Hold on.
That's absolutely Kennedy's leg.
Is that Kennedy's leg? Oh man, I wish my legs looked that good.
Yeah, it's hard.
They're about that color.
Yeah,
But more hair for sure.
Yeah,
more hair.
Yeah. Yeah, it is hard to try a bunch and compare a bunch of different ones. Now, on the table, if we go to the table, let's go ahead and just go to the table. Let's go to the beer cam. I wanted to load us up with a variety, and I didn't even get all the ones I wanted to get. I didn't get Brazos Valley has a porter.
Mm-hmm.
This is on me. I saw it out a few weeks ago. I was even up in Brenham at Brazos Valley Brewing talking to Josh and the crew. Name drop. And that beer was ready to go then, and it was going out, and it was hot. It was like, mid-90s. And I was like, man, I want that beer for later, but I need these beers now. So I was like, I'll come back and get it. And then when I went back to my HEB, it wasn't there for this round of to get it. So the variety of pumpkin beers on the table. I mean, we've got Pumpkinator, right? Everybody loves Pumpkinator. Well, I don't know that Kennedy actually doesn't. 50% of the people in this room love Pumpkinator. The other 50% are, what would you call yourself? Ambivalent?
So on the screen now, I've got some shots from the.
You avoided the question. Why don't you?
I don't like Pumpkinator. Okay.
All right.
I'm saying it right now. Not a fan of Pumpkinator.
All versions.
I don't think I've tried it. So this is their the regular version, and they also have a second version, which is their bourbon barrel aged.
Also on the table.
On the table, and then this year there's a third version. I think it's this one.
No, that's the one on the table is the bourbon. I couldn't get the cocoa nib one yet.
Okay, so there's a third version that has cocoa nibs in it.
Yeah. I'm anxious to see how that one is.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this for Pumpkinator. I enjoy Pumpkinator the most with a year on it, at least. Fresh Pumpkinator sometimes, and I say fresh, but that year's Pumpkinator is typically a little big.
Mm-hmm.
Pumpkinator also like the ultimate sharing beer. You need like 3 people, a few sips on Pumpkinator is typically the best.
Yeah, I'm just honestly, it's not so much the pumpkin. I think I'm just not a fan of boozy beers, and I think Pumpkinator is a little boozy for my taste.
What about stouts in general?
Stouts in general? Yeah, I'm not really a fan. Like if I'm tasting the alcohol in it, not really a big fan of that. So, not the biggest fan of stouts.
Yeah.
Some are good.
Yeah, I've
Not
got.
so much. So I'm not just. It's just and I haven't really been blown away with any of the when they're using amber ales or brown ales on the pumpkin. I haven't really been blown away by any pumpkin.
So
beers.
Dogfish Head Pumpkin Ale didn't blow you away.
It's good. It's good. But this, I don't know. Like if you gave this to me, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Oh, that's a pumpkin beer.
No. Yeah. So on the table, if you go back to the beer can, I wanted to get a variety, and we do have a wide variety for things to try today. Of course, Pumpkin Ale from Dogfish Head is OG, not the oldest. That's the Buffalo Bill pumpkin beer, which is fine, I guess. Yeah. Jose says just doesn't like Pumpkinator ? He's like, just when he thought Kennedy couldn't get any lamer. So we got the bourbon barrel aged version of Pumpkinator, but we're not going to open that because Kennedy doesn't like it, and so I'm not going to waste it on him. So that's a dark stout and a brown ale, and then the Voodoo Ranger Atomic Pumpkin. I think we'll do. Let's see, which one do you want to do next? Do you want to do New Holland, Sigord? Sigord is a very just a classic pumpkin ale, similar to pumpkin ale. Sigord makes for great pumpkin muffins, but that's from Southern Star. So it's
I'm upset, Jose. You consider me lame.
No, he said lamer.
Yeah, so
he didn't think you could get any lamer.
Well, to be lamer, I have to be lame to start out with, and that's upsetting.
Yeah. So let me ask you this:
I do so much for you, Jose. So much.
Well, all right, Kennedy,
and you're calling me lame,
Mr. Picky Pants. What? Which one do you? We've also got the automal dichotomous.
Kind of want to try.
We've done that one before. That's from 16, but it does have.
I want to try the New Holland. I haven't had that one.
Okay, that one's Ichabod, which is
Ichabod.
Ichabod is the best.
Hey, when you're getting those, don't crane your neck. When you're reaching that. Nah, sorry, it was bad.
Oh, Ichabod.
Crane.
Yeah.
Crane your neck.
Sorry.
So now apparently I am even lamer.
So this one, I haven't tried this one yet, and I'm anxious to try it. 4.5% versus the Dogfish Head 7%. So this is a sipper. But I like the name on this one because Sleepy Hollow is my favorite spooky story. The Johnny Depp movie, pretty good.
All right, do me a favor.
Yeah. Hold it up.
Hold it up.
See, that's cloudy. New Holland out of Michigan. Somewhere Chadford's run to his computer or his phone to tell us where exactly New Holland is.
I just realized something. This double box I've been using.
Yeah.
Wrong names.
Oh. Is that backwards?
No. It was back. I was Josh Stewart and you were Nathan Reese.
Oh. You know what? There's worse things to be. That's actually pretty awesome. I own a brewery and have an epic beard.
And I am Josh Stewart.
And that means you're super awesome.
Does that?
Yeah. Yes, unfiltered for sure.
I am being called lame today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's is your official beer, Lame Duck from Limb Below.
Oh, that's good.
That is good.
I can taste hops in this one.
Yes. So this
one's nice.
Yeah, this is a pumpkin beer for beer fans, as opposed to a pumpkin beer for pumpkin fans. And then we've got.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah. I almost wish I'd only done a couple sips of not a whole one of this one, because I want you to get to the Atomic Pumpkin. But before we get to the Atomic Pumpkin, that one's really interesting. That's from New Belgium, the Voodoo Ranger Atomic Pumpkin. Everybody get ready for that one. I don't know if anybody here watches Saturday Night Live anymore. Viewership's been way low, right? But they had a one of their commercials on there. Bill Burr was the host.
Yes.
And so, sorry if everything's messing up with Kennedy.
Are you?
That started.
Josh is real happy about this.
Am I?
Yes, because you're playing video today.
Well, maybe.
This is actually the first time we've done this.
Well, it plays automatically when I pick it, and I don't know if it's going to look right on yours.
Well, do it.
It's
So far, it's looking good.
No, it doesn't.
It looks absolutely good so far.
No, because I've already played it and it didn't play on your screen.
Oh.
So
Okay.
now I'm going to do it this way. You ready for this one?
Okay.
All right, here we go. I'm going to do it a different way. So here we go. This is part of the commercial from the old Saturday Night Lives the other day. I'm going to hot punch to it. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit. You know what? I'll hit play and then hot punch to it like they do.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry. All right. Boom.
Yeah.
Why didn't that work? It's supposed to mix. Oh, it's because I got the key in. All right. Anyway, so there you go. That's part of it. That wasn't the whole thing. He ends up beating his son at the end.
Yeah.
But that was pretty funny. So, and I played audio or played video or whatever.
And I can relate.
What? Beating your son?
No. I don't
Getting
have a
beat
son.
by your dad?
I don't know.
Did your dad ever beat you in a grocery store? For, saying...
Did I get beat in a grocery store?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Jose mentioned the monologue for Bill Burr's monologue. You know what? It's not much different than his stand-up special, Paper Tiger. If you haven't seen that one on Netflix, if you still have Netflix. I don't have Netflix anymore. You got Netflix, right?
I do. There's a new show on Netflix
Yeah.
that I just started watching.
Yeah. And
It's so far so good.
is it have you seen Pinky Blinders?
I sorta.
So
Not
is it-
really.
They say it's Pinky Blinders but with beer.
Okay.
Is it?
It's called Oktoberfest Blood and Beer. It's a series that just came out, and I'm about 30 minutes into the first episode.
So the first
So
30
far,
minutes.
it's a good period piece. It takes place in like late 1800s, early 1900s,
In Germany?
in Munich.
Yeah.
Around the Oktoberfest time.
Okay. So they've got
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of drama going on with planning of the Oktoberfest celebration.
and that's pre-World War One,
Yeah, for
which
sure.
eventually will probably be the series finale when they get decimated in World War One or something along those lines. It's an interesting time. Those little niches, the precursor. You kind of have this ominous cloud in the background that we all know that's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy was hoping we're going to talk about Cobra Kai. Is the third season out yet? The new season out? When does the new season come out? Do they drink beer on the show, Kennedy, in the first
Yes.
30 minutes of episode 1?
They drink beer on the show for sure.
Okay, so maybe that's like a drink-along show. Could you drink beer as much as they drink beer on the show, or is it every scene?
I mean, people aren't like, no, it's not a drinking show. I would say no.
Okay. Cobra Kai, you know what you could do with Cobra Kai? You could drink a beer every time he pops open a Coors Banquet beer. Every time Johnny opens a Coors Banquet.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a fun one. Yeah, Jeremy says, okay, January 8th is when, the new season of Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai, I watched it old school style back on YouTube. Like, I threw down some money and got the actual premium version of YouTube to watch Cobra Kai. Great show. Great show. Now on Netflix. Had to get rid of Netflix, though. You know, Kenny still has Netflix
Things happen.
because he doesn't like children. Or maybe he does. I don't know. You know what that whole controversy is?
I know you told me why. I didn't think you'd want to get into it right now.
I'm just saying. You stuck with them. Anyway.
Do we want to talk about historical pumpkin beers?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's give a little productive educational stuff.
Oh, before we get there,
Oh.
we might want to address this one.
Oh, which one?
If we've seen Bruise Brothers on Netflix.
Yeah. Which
I have Astro Joe. It is awful.
It's not awful.
It is.
Did you finish the show?
I watched like 4 episodes,
Yeah.
and I had to struggle to get through 4 episodes.
Were you
of that
drunk
show.
when you watched them?
I was not drunk when I watched it.
That might have been.
Well,
the
then,
problem.
I mean, you could watch anything when you're drunk.
No,
Yes.
I wasn't drunk, but I thought the
Thank you, Jeremy.
it's
You're being polite to say you're disappointed. That was awful.
it redeemed itself a bit towards the end.
Maybe, Maybe, but you got to
wouldn't know.
put up with a bunch of shit to get to the end of that.
That's not true. It's you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what your expectations were going into it. It's very It's Always Sunny type genre.
I mean, they attempted to do it in It's Always Sunny type.
Yeah,
It's not good.
some of the same writers.
No, Philip, don't check it out. Don't waste your time.
Do it. Don't let somebody else make. That's like saying look at a beer review and making your opinion on somebody else's beer review. It's your own palate. It's your own sense of humor. I mean, it is silly and dumb, but at the same time, it's like just embrace the dumb. It's like Beer Fest. Beer Fest is super dumb, but that's part of the joy. Just check your brain at the door and go for it. And don't go into it being like a beer nerd. Yeah, that's the problem, Rudy. You go into it, we're all beer nerdy, and we're like, oh, these jokes fall flat because they're just using like all the terms. Actually, and I said It's Always Sunny. It's one of the writers from the League. Well, I forget what's the husband on the League with the wife that was in the League with
Jose says it's as bad as SNL.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine though. If
Current
you just
SNL.
from a bunch of beer nerd, like if you're kind of a casual craft beer fan, I think you'd find it pretty funny. Beer Fest is more than occasionally funny. Beer Fest is one of those ones where
I'm right there with you, Rudy.
Yeah, Kevin
Rudy,
McAllister. Thank you, Jeremy.
He said he couldn't make it past the first episode.
Well.
I struggled through the first episode, and Josh talked me into. He said, "You got to keep up with it. It's not that bad." And so I watched like 3 more episodes, and I felt dumber after watching it.
Jose says he lied about being on a building on 9/11. Was he not on a building? One of the buildings? I don't know. Was that for real? That's pretty bad. Can't really skirt that one.
Jeremy says occasionally fun. Yeah, occasionally they
Beer
come up.
He's talking about Beer Fest.
Oh,
Beer Fest is funny all the time.
Beer Fest is good.
To me, they're about the same. They're as far as like just it's dumb funny. You're not looking for because they do like a whole episode about the pronunciation of Cicerone. So that one was kind of dumb because it's like, all right, that's silly, but whatever, it's fine. And then was it the urine beer? I think urine. Yeah,
the urine beer that they were able to produce in like 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went through all.
Is that the part that bothered you the most?
It bothered me. It's not the thing that bothered me the most.
That's how when you know you are firmly in the craft beer super dork.
Yes,
era.
they come up with all these different versions of their beer, like 4 or 5 different versions of their beer in like a week.
It's fine.
Come on,
listen.
Come on.
Give a little grace to TV, right? If Lord of the Rings was true to pacing, it would be a 9-month movie. If Game of Thrones had done great pacing for the last 2 seasons.
It'd be like 10 years.
What? Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying if they had done like good pacing, like they would have had to do like at least 1 more season. But they couldn't do it. They had to squish it all into those last seasons. Anyway, I'm just saying a little bit of grace when it comes to pacing just to get the story told.
I think you're right, Jeremy.
What do you say?
Premise was good. Writing very disappointing.
Sure, but if they did a second season, I bet you they could shore it up. It'd be better. Yeah. Okay. Episode of Easy on Netflix had an episode called Brewery Brothers, where they were selling homebrew out of their garage. Is there any place in America where you can just sell your homebrew?
Sure.
Yeah.
Are we talking legally or not?
I'm talking about legally.
Legally, probably not.
And if not, which I would say probably, but what's the cheapest and most free place to get licensed to sell beer in America? Does anybody know?
I don't know, but I know where you can get free beer.
Where? On the table?
Yeah.
What do you want to? Let's do.
I thought we were going to talk about pumpkin beers in history.
I thought we were too. I was waiting on you to go to that.
Well, we got on a.
Let's pour another beer and sip on it, and then you can talk about the history.
All right.
Or at least pull up the thing.
Okay.
It was illegal in that episode. Okay. Yeah. Philip says his house. All right. Now we're gonna go with Atomic Pumpkin. Has anybody had Atomic Pumpkin? As I crane my neck, I hope my head doesn't fall off.
He's craning his neck to get Ichabod beer.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. The Punkel. The Punkel there from Lake. What is it? Well, in Dallas. What is it? Lakewood? Not Lakewood.
You mean Southern Oklahoma? Sorry,
Lakewood. Yeah, from Lakewood. Sorry, that one doesn't even have pumpkin in it. That's the range we have here. We have pumpkin beers with no pumpkin. So anyway.
So pumpkin spice. So that's another thing.
Pumpkin spice beer.
We might want to address at this point.
All right, I'm not going to tell you what's in this one. Hand me your glass, and then I want you to tell me if you I'm gonna let the people see. Don't look at your screen. Will you get the eeps out of there? You got you got some slobber down in there.
There's like, all right.
You had Atomic Pumpkin in August. Yeah.
This is the eeps he's talking about.
Yeah, it's like all slobber.
Like barely any.
It's clear
Look at
and
this, look at
frothy.
this.
Get it out. Come on.
Look at this,
We're
look at
running
this.
out of time.
Almost nothing.
We're running out of time. Running out of time. Come on. Thank you.
All right. There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry to gross you out with those eeps.
That was gross. All right. There. All right. Don't. Okay. Now pull up your thing.
Pull up my shirt.
No.
Oh.
The history. What's our history? Let's see it.
Okay.
What we got?
So really quickly, if we're gonna delve into the history of pumpkin beers, which is probably we should have led with this.
No, go.
Basically, back in colonial America, they didn't have grains readily accessible,
Oh, sorry.
and
I didn't know that would do
they played cool music.
That was that commercial again. I didn't realize the space bar did the
They
same thing.
didn't. Yeah, they didn't have grains that were currently accessible, so
Duly noted.
they made do with what they had. And what they had in colonial America was a lot of pumpkins,
Did you say the year? 1600, right? Late or mid 16?
probably. But this happened. The quote we're looking at is from 1771.
Okay, so that's right before the Revolution. But we're talking about
But this
we're talking about 1650s, 1660s.
Yeah, I mean,
that era.
you cruise over to to America, wasn't the United States then.
Right.
You cruise over to America and you get thirsty and you want beer.
Yeah.
And you don't have grains.
Right.
So what you do have is pumpkins, so you make pumpkin beer.
Boom.
So here we go. Do you have a good colonial American voice to read this?
I can't read it because I can't see it.
Oh, okay. I'll read it.
Because you didn't plug in the HDMI.
It wouldn't have worked anyway.
It would have worked.
So they said, let the pompion be beaten in a trough as apples. The express juice is to be boiled in a copper
So it's a juicy.
considerable time
First
and
juicy beer.
carefully skimmed that there may be no remains of the fibrous part of the pulp. After that intention is answered, let the liquor be hopped, cooled, fermented as malt beer.
So they had hops. They
Yeah.
had probably wild growing hops.
Yeah.
Because we're talking New England, right? That area. They probably had wild hops around there. I know they did in New York.
All right. So before anybody jumps my shit about punctuation being bad or misspellings or anything like that, this is a direct quote. Is a copy and paste job. It's a direct quote. That's how they spoke back then. I guess that's how they did their English back then. So
How dare they?
yeah. So not my fault. I know there's a lot of capitalization that probably shouldn't be there.
A lot of deflection here.
So, well, I wonder why.
I started reading the book
Uh-huh.
associated with the article. Pumpkin, The Curious History of an American Icon by Cindy Ott. Start reading it. It's like a 600-page pumpkin book, History of the Pumpkin. And I'm going to be reading it because I love pumpkins. Pompions is what they used to call them.
Yeah, pompions.
There's a good episode of Good Eats.
So
Is that redundant? So there's an episode of Good Eats. Every episode's good with Alton Brown, where they talk about the history of pumpkin pie. And they used to they would hollow out the pumpkin and then put like the custard and all the sugar and all the good stuff inside the pumpkin and then just roast the whole pumpkin. And that's basically what they would eat. And they do the same with beer. They'd put apples inside and just roast them up, put it over a fire and roast the whole pumpkin and just eat all the stuff from the inside. Throw some meat in there. So pumpkins basically kept them from dying. So have you figured out the secret ingredient of this beer yet?
no, I haven't even drank it yet.
Oh, try it. Why don't you try it?
Well, I had to read
Okay.
and stuff.
Go ahead. Atomic Pumpkin from New Belgium. Who owns New Belgium now? Does anybody know off the top of their head? I've unplugged my phone, so I guess I can kind of look these factoids up.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I got it.
What?
Cinnamon,
Well, of course, there's cinnamon in it. What else is in there?
nutmeg.
I don't know. Is there nutmeg in there? Probably. Go on. No nutmeg. It's something that you should be.
Ginger?
No. Are you getting a little bit? Think like on the finish. No. Oh, Kieran. I think it was Kieran that bought New Belgium. Philip, I think you won.
Slightly burning on the finish. So,
Yeah. What causes that?
is there like
Think of the name.
a pepper or something in this?
Ding, 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 ding.
Damn.
There is, it's, I think it's habanero.
Okay.
It also has chili de arbol, or arbol chilies. Let me pull this up because I was looking at it last night.
So, yeah, you do make a good point, Jose. Pumpkin beers are all kind of classified as pumpkin beers, although some pumpkin beers should be called pumpkin spiced beers because a lot of them have no pumpkin in it at all.
Yeah.
And so
That's like Punkhole. It doesn't have any pumpkin in it.
Yeah.
I will say the Jester King, which we've gotten into that one before, although this is probably going to be. Producer Perry says slightly burning on the finish. Might want to get that checked out, Kennedy.
Again.
Okay, so the subsidiary out of Australia bought New Belgium. So, but New Belgium, one of the old school like OG, kind of like Dogfish, original craft brewers here.
Now, which one was this one?
That's the Atomic Pumpkin. That's this one. Part of their Voodoo Ranger line.
Oh, okay. I like this one.
Yeah, it is. It's good. This one,
It's good.
It's a completely different take.
I don't know. This is definitely a pumpkin spiced beer.
Yeah, but it's spicy, a pumpkin spicy beer.
All right. Let's see. Has everybody voted?
I don't know. Whatever it is, it should be yes. Pumpkin beers are worth it because that's the thing is pumpkin beers are so they have so much variety, right?
All right. Real quickly, I'm going to give everyone one last shot here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I recommend this Voodoo Ranger if you like beers like Undead Head Ed, where it's the spice is kind of an accompaniment, but not the big old main event. Those beers, the ones where it's the main event, it's a little too much. It's too on the nose, as they say. But I like this. It's kind of a background player, like Undead Head Ed, which is one of my favorite beers. That Ghost Pepper porter.
I have a Undead Head Ed in my beer freezer.
In your freezer?
Beer fridge.
Okay. The Thursday before Halloween, which I believe is the 29th, is Blake Niederhofer's birthday. Maybe we do spooky beers featuring Undead Head Ed, and maybe we can see if Blake wants to. He's come on the show to talk about it before, but I don't know. We'll see what's going on.
All right, Philip voted.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, just put the link in the vote. In about 2 minutes here, I'm gonna.
Philip says he has not voted.
Oh.
Because he has not had a pumpkin beer of any sort, ever.
You've really never had pumpkin beer?
Maybe he just has an what is it? He just hates pumpkin.
Oh.
So it doesn't even matter. It's like if you hate hops.
I bet you don't hate pumpkin pie.
600 pages, Uncle Eddie. 600 pages on pumpkins.
Well, I will say this.
It's my uncle, everybody. Everybody say hi to Uncle Ed.
Hey, Ed.
Yeah.
600 pages
Up
of
in
what?
Chicago area.
600 pages.
Yeah. I'm talking about the book, the pumpkin history book by what's-her-face?
I want to say pumpkins got early Americans through the winters.
According to the book, yes, they did. They would have died.
There may not be an America as we know it today had it not been for the pumpkin.
Just nothing north of like Georgia. Everybody would have been like, it's cold here. We're going to die. Let's go to Florida. Mm-hmm. That's probably what would happen. Philip makes the claim that most pumpkin pie is actually sweet potato. I don't think that's true. There is sweet potato pie.
Philip,
there's pumpkin pie.
I make a homemade pumpkin pie, and I roast pumpkins, and not a bit of sweet potato goes in that pie.
No, nothing wrong with a sweet potato pie.
No. Also,
it's just different.
Also, if I don't have pumpkins available, I will make it out of butternut squash, which is almost identical in flavor to a pumpkin.
Which one of these? These all have different flavors, bro. You can eat any of these flavors. I'm just saying
a pumpkin in general.
See these all the pumpkins here? They can all be eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of them. And they all have different
when you're
flavors.
making pies out of roasting your own pumpkins, you need to use the baking pumpkins, the smaller ones.
You don't have to.
Like this kind right here.
These are all pretty approachable. You can roast any of these.
Yeah,
you can't. I want them.
You can, but the best ones are the baker's pumpkins.
How do you know?
I've
read
a lot of pumpkin pies.
Have you used any different types of pumpkins? Let's be honest.
Huh? Have I what?
Have you used one of these other pumpkins, like a ghost or the Cinderella pumpkin, or a mini ghost pumpkin, or one of these other gnarly looking ones? You haven't. Have you?
I have.
Be honest.
I have.
Which ones have you used?
Absolutely, I have.
Which ones?
I've used the big ones.
Those don't count. Of course, those are not. Those are gonna be too watery. But I'm saying of these smaller varieties.
I haven't used the albino pumpkins.
It's not albino. It's a ghost pumpkin.
It's an albino pumpkin.
It's a ghost pumpkin.
Whatever.
Or a baby
same
boo.
difference, same-
They're called a baby boo pumpkin.
A boopkin.
Boo, yeah, something like not anyway. No, it's pumpkin pie out of a can. I don't know, Philip. I don't know where you're shopping. People are
No, pumpkin pie out of a can is random squash.
no, they're not. They're particular a calabaza pumpkin, I believe is what they're called. They're a particular type of pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not sweet potato, Philip. Somebody, you got duped. Are you getting like pumpkin, canned pumpkin out of the back of somebody's like 1975 Oldsmobile or something like that? Hey, hey, fella, I got some canned pumpkin. If you interested in some canned pumpkin at a discount, if you go in that store, they're gonna give you more. You know, you're gonna have to pay more. I got a premium price. Just a guy with a bunch of sweet potatoes.
You want to hear an interesting story about pumpkins?
Of course.
Current.
Curry.
Current.
Oh.
Most of our pumpkins
Yeah.
now are imported from China.
You're talking about for like canned.
I think in general,
I don't think so. I don't think these are. I think these are locally grown.
lots. It might be canned. I don't know. I went
probably
back and listened to it.
Libby, the company Libby,
Uh-huh.
they grow theirs up in Michigan. Illinois is a big pumpkin growing area. Where's Uncle Ed? He's probably in the middle of a pumpkin patch right now. Doesn't even know it
Well-
because he's just so used to living right there in pumpkin land.
We get a lot of our pumpkin from China.
I think Illinois is the state with the most pumpkins per capita.
Are you saying they're the Pump Kings?
That's a beer from Southern Tier.
Pump Kings.
It's okay. Pumpkin. It's okay.
Pumpkin Kings.
Overspiced in my
Yeah.
yeah. Research it now, Philip, because I believe that guy with the pumpkin coming out of the back of his car was. I think he
All
duped
right.
you.
Thanks.
Yeah. There was something else I wanted to say. Real quick, before we have to wrap the show, because we do have to wrap it.
All right.
I'm
I'm getting our final numbers.
Okay, you do that, and I want to give public service announcement. Can you take my camera?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this real quick, everybody. So, as I crane my neck,
You mean you Ichabod crane your neck?
Ichabod crane. My head falls off. Just get on a horse. This book here, Randy Mosher, his tasting beer book is. If you don't have that on your shelf as a beer lover, then you don't have beer books. If you don't have it, then you don't even. What are you doing? What are you doing? But this one's all about the seasonal beers, and I like this one mostly because of the pictures and stuff. But they go into a lot of detail about the pumpkin beer, because pumpkin beers really kind of reached their zenith at 2014. I think when the most pumpkin beers were made, and then there was the backlash, the great pumpkin beer backlash, and I think we're still trying to recover from that now, even 6 years later. That whole being basic kind of thing. Here's the thing: don't be basic when it comes to your food pairing. Don't try to go, oh, pumpkin pie and a pumpkin beer. That's it. That's actually an awful pairing. I mean, if you like it, you like it. That's fine. But the best thing, roasty meat, spicy type stuff like this beer here, right, Kennedy? You can attest to the spice of the habanero and the pumpkin and everything playing nicely, right?
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Mix up those flavors. I like doing like a roast pork with a little bit of the like the pumpkin spice, the cinnamon and the nutmeg and the ginger and all that kind of stuff. But then add the cayenne pepper and then the roasty meat and then the veggies, and then you could do a pumpkin beer alongside that, so it all kind of plays together. But don't go doing like pumpkin pie with a pumpkin beer.
Can you hook me up with another beer?
What do you want? We only got one left.
Well, then I don't have much of a choice now, do I?
Do you want an actual pumpkin beer or a pumpkin beer, or a fake a pumpkin?
Give me a pumpkin beer.
All right, so
Pumpkin.
here you go. I'm not going to participate in this one because
That's okay. You got to work today. I
It
know.
got to work. So Punkle beer from Lakewood, up in the Dallas area.
The DFW.
Yeah, Philip says not correct. Yes, other squashes. They're all gourd. They're all squashes. And did you know that pumpkins are actually fruit? They're actually fruit, everybody. So, let's see. Lakewood. Where exactly is Lakewood Brewing?
Lakewood's right off of 59.
You're thinking of Lakewood Church.
Yes.
If you go to
Yes.
Joel Osteen has no beer for you at all when you go.
Yeah, you probably won't get a lot of pumpkin beers or beers at all if you go to that Lakewood.
Probably not, unless you bring your own.
Uh-huh.
And
you got to smuggle them in, I'm assuming.
they'd probably look. I don't know. Anyway, Garland. Sorry, Garland, not Dallas, but Garland, which is in that area, right? Garland near. Anyway, yeah. So, I'm not gonna all the comments about Joel Osteen and Lakewood Church. Just let those float out there. But you're right. But anyway, yeah, they.
I didn't say anything one way or the other about Joel Osteen. I just said Lakewood Church.
I'm saying the comments.
Yeah.
Comments happen.
Yeah.
Made out of other squash. So okay, again, pumpkins. There are 100 varieties of pumpkins or more. As you can see on our table, we have, and this isn't even all the varieties I have in my house. Kennedy walked past 4 pumpkins just to get through the door. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
Yeah, I noticed.
If you were to go into my kitchen, you'd be inundated with all the pumpkins. I got pumpkins shaped like bells, all kinds of craziness. Lakewood Brewing is on just off 635 over near Plano, so northeast of Dallas. Has anybody here been to Lakewood? They've been around for a while.
I don't know. But Philip's comment about fleshy meat.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, that's those big pumpkins.
You really turned me on now.
Yeah. Fleshy meat is a fruit. There are seeds surrounded. Yeah, that's a fruit. Yeah. If there are seeds surrounded by fleshy meat, it is a fruit. So pumpkin's our favorite fruit. There's a song I almost played today, but copyrights. So anyway, what do you think about it? It's a dunkel, meaning a dark beer.
Yeah.
Dunkel, is that the where's that can? Tell me more about that can.
Dunkel breaking my heart. Oh, this is nice.
Punkel.
Oh, because there's no pumpkin in it.
Right.
Oh yeah, I said I did ask you to do pumpkin pie spice dunkel. It's good. It's
what yeast do they use in it? Do they use the alt? I've always thought like an alt would be a good base for a pumpkin.
I don't know, but I mean, definitely a little smoke on this one.
Yeah. Well, that's from the malt.
Mm-hmm.
Punkel. Let's see if I can punkel.
Yeah, I would say it's in the realm of a smoky pumpkin pie. I like it.
Okay. There you go. All right, that ain't it. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's a fine beer. But when we're doing a pumpkin beer show, I'm not going to highlight the non-pumpkin, but I am going to put it on there as people's options.
And I just want to point out we did a pumpkin beer show, and not a drop of Pumpkinator was drank.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the middle of the day.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Pumpkinator has to be caressed. You have to lower the lights.
Yeah.
You have to light candles, which we do have candles, a candle. But
play the slow jams.
play some slow jams.
Yeah.
You know, dance around with some autumn-colored leaves. That's what I like to do. I feel like a cigar should somewhere be involved with a Pumpkinator drinking. Yeah, I'm not wasting the Pumpkinator on Kenny. He doesn't like it, so I'm not doing it.
I'm not going to hate on you for that.
I mean, it's just, look, know your audience.
Oh.
I'm not going to go to a beer tasting of people that don't like whatever. Make them drink it. I'm not going to make Jules drink a sour beer like you do all the time. Try it.
I do all the time.
Doesn't that joke get old? Eventually, it's just wasting beer.
I mean,
I get it.
She, at this point, I'm sure she knows what I'm doing. When I'm like, oh, I think you'll like this one.
No.
She knows she's not going to like it, but she just does it anyway.
She does it when you're sitting on the couch watching a spooky movie?
She does it because she loves me.
Do you fart under the blanket and be like, hey, can you find what happened to the remote?
No, but occasionally I do give her a Dutch oven, and she doesn't like that too much.
Yeah, that's pretty rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Philip. Cucurbitaceae family. That's what squashes and gourds. Someday I'm gonna grow my own.
Oh
pumpkins.
my gourd! Did you really look that up?
He did. I'm gonna grow my own pumpkins. We're gonna do a show from my own.
You
pumpkin
did
patch.
have your own pumpkins for a while.
I grew like 1 or 2. I don't have they take up the whole yard. I mean, I'm gonna go buy a piece of land. I'm gonna grow some pumpkins, and we're gonna do a show from the middle of a pumpkin patch.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be awesome. I hope you're ready for that. Just prepare yourself.
All right, I need to adjust my comments.
We need to go.
Comments so we can do longer comments here.
Oh yeah. Well, we need to leave so you can adjust away.
Well, obviously not right now. At this very moment.
Okay. Well, we'll wrap the show there. So everybody, real quick, sound off. Philip, Jose, whoever else is still listening. Jeffrey, Brock, whomever, Ed, if you're still out there. Pumpkin beers, yay or nay? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Oh yeah. Final poll results.
Yeah. What are the final poll results?
From Texas Beer Collective, which, by the way, no one voted on during the show.
Okay.
The results are the same. The 40-27.
Okay. There you go.
4027.
That would be a landslide in an election.
Mhm.
Philip says I can rent some plots from you. Where are your plots? Because I got all the seeds.
Probably,
Jose said hard to find. We should have just done it.
probably
on
this
the website.
backyard.
Where's Philip? Where are your plots? I need close plots.
Uh-huh.
I need lots of plots close by. Sounds like a rap I should write. Anyway, it's your backyard.
Mm-hmm.
How big's your yard? How many acres you got?
It's he's got a decent sized yard.
I don't know what that means. How many acres?
He doesn't have a yard that I would like to mow.
Is there any yard you would like to mow?
Touche.
There you go. I'm just saying 2 acres. Could you give up a whole quarter acre just for pumpkins and gourds and squashes?
He'll give you the back part, the mosquito-y part.
It wouldn't be mosquito when I'm done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Or it might be, but they would love pumpkins.
I bet he would give you he'd give you a few rows back there.
Where is your land? How far from here?
Porter.
That would take a lot of commitment.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, if it was like 2 miles from here, that'd be a lot of commitment too.
Not like driving 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, all right, we should wrap. Wicca. That joke never gets old. Anything yet? Last things you need to say? I think we covered a lot. We covered history, variety.
Now, I think
Which one would you give did you enjoy the most?
Honestly, I like the one with the chili, with the peppers.
So the Voodoo Ranger. Atomic pumpkin.
Yeah, that gets my vote today.
That one, to me, it's the most interesting that we tried.
Yeah.
Because it's so different. So to me, I'm like, hey, Blake Niederhofer, you and your epic beard, have you considered like a pumpkin version of Undead Head Ed? Undead Pumpkinhead Ed. Smoke
Undead
those
Pumpkinhead.
pumpkins. Roast and smoke those pumpkins. Throw it in with the ghost peppers.
And maybe he'll put your picture on the label.
That, to me, I think pumpkin porter might be my favorite style of pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
Stouts are big. Like Pumpkinator is a big one. So you got the commitment you have to go towards a Pumpkinator.
Yeah.
But the porter, the lighter ABV typically, roasty, smoky, pumpkiny. The pumpkin beer I brewed a pumpkin porter.
I almost just spilled this beer, by the way.
Don't do that.
It would have been all over my lap.
Yeah. Okay. Do that. Don't do that. But yeah, I have a pumpkin porter, and I smoke the pumpkins, and it's good stuff. So, anyway, all right, let's wrap there.
Let's do it.
All right, thanks everybody for watching on this Friday. So the weather out there, I think the rain is. When's the rain supposed to be done?
I don't know.
Soon.
I'm watching these.
Yeah. Well, the weather's clearing up. Fall this afternoon and this weekend. So fire pits tonight if you can do them, and get some good. I don't know, Atomic Pumpkin from New Belgium or something else. Sigurd from Southern Star. I got one of those for you for the road.
If you haven't had a pumpkin beer, just
do it.
Try one.
Chug one. Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
The preceding has been a presentation.
What camera are we going out on?
Stewed Productions.
We're going out on the on my graphic of the pumpkins because no one got to see it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that. We're gonna need different varieties next year, though.